Well, Frank Convery invited me. I had met him 3+ years ago when I gave a talk here and on sustainability and our efforts there. And Frank and I have stayed in close contact. He's come out and participated in climate change panel that we put on while he was there, and so it's been a variety of factors, but centered around Frank. Well, I think an event like this and the whole diaspora concept is really great. It's bringing together people from Ireland and then people from representing a whole variety of countries that are having a great variety of perspectives and initiatives, and I think it's a outstanding conversation that's going on, and sharing awareness that is really diverse perspectives. Well, I think we're in quite a transformation. We know now how to build sustainable new buildings. We certainly, though, have an enormous stock of existing structures. We have the need for our energy system to become fully renewable and to rely on that sort of energy for our transportation. So I think those things will all begin to integrate. That's what we've been doing in our city, is converting to an all renewable electricity supply and then moving people toward electric vehicles and starting to have a comprehensive transformation.
Fantastic. Yeah.
Education is at several levels, certainly at the scientific level, and then at the level of essentially scientists educating policymakers, but then also it's really education of the populace, because the ability of the policymakers, and particularly elected officials, is dependent on the will of the people. And so unless we can communicate persuasively to really have the populace supportive, we'll be limited, even if policymakers and political figures actually believe in the need. They can't accomplish as much as they would like unless the populace is supportive. Well, I think a lot of it is thinking about how to communicate it in the ways they will understand, and that's not a single method. I believe that there are a variety of messages that will appeal to different members of the populace in different segments, and that what we need to do is sculpt multiple messages, or at least accentuate parts of messages that are tailored for different audiences. Well, a great part of this, of our future, is needing technological solutions. For instance, in solar energy right now, just in the last 2 years, we've seen, at least based upon the current subsidy system that we have in the States, that solar is now inexpensive. And that's through technology and manufacturing advances. Then we have to move on as we have a electricity supply that is predominantly renewables. We now have to have a revision of our grid system to be able to have a smart grid system, and we have to have storage capacity, because renewables are not generally able to produce at all hours of the day, all days of the year. And so the next stages are integrating a smart grid system with storage capabilities and a balancing of different renewable forms. Well, I think around appealing through a variety of interests, and this goes back to the messaging aspect, is that there are different interests of different nations. And if we try to impose what might be our strongest set of reasons and values on another nation, we may not have a compelling case. But I think that there are cases to be made. There are economic cases to be made there are cases to be made about economic security, long-term as well as shorter-term economic benefits. There are cases to be made about national security, of not needing to rely on others for energy resources and fighting wars over oil. So there are reasons, in addition to stewardship of the planet, that I think can supplement the arguments and bring a consensus on board internationally.
Great.
I think that that the combination of fully renewable electricity and using that to transform our transportation system as well would be the two halves of the one thing. I kind of cheated on that.
That's okay.
Yeah.